All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good evening to everyone tuning on our live stream, wherever you may be in YouTube country around South Africa. We have got, who's waiting for us outside? Anna. You knew that. Anna is on the live stream. So for those of you that are watching online, you're very welcome to ask Anna any questions as we go along. For my live studio audience, I ask that you reserve your questions until we are done. Our presentation is only about 35-40 minutes, so it's fairly short. In terms of business propositions, very much a business proposition. I'm hoping that you are able to come to a decision as to whether you're interested in joining us in this partnership or not by the end of it. So once we're done, go speak to the person that's hosting you. You're very welcome to come chat to me if you like. If you're online, chat to Anna. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of another company called Constantia. So you hear DuePoint's head office. Constantia's head office just down the road from us. We don't share offices with them. Constantia is a almost 70-year-old insurance company. We are a registered insurance company in South Africa. I'll touch on them a bit more towards the end of the presentation. I'll go into a bit more depth with regards to our company structure so that you can go peruse that online. But DuePoint is fairly new. We are almost 4 years old. Our 4th birthday is coming up very shortly in the next week or so. And so we opened our doors in February 2016 when a number of aspirations came together for the founders of the business. So what we wanted to achieve with this business was a business that was part of the solution in our country. We wanted a business that allowed people to empower themselves so that we could affect social and financial impact within our country, because that's typically the necessity that everyone needs to serve for themselves. You are here for one reason this evening. Tell me it's not the free tea and coffee. Money, there we go. See, nice and blunt, to the point. Exactly. Let's not mince our words this evening. You're here for the money. That is the financial impact that we want to serve. And so I hope that you're able to make that decision by the end of this presentation. A little bit of kind of context to the relevance of this business. I told you the business is here to serve economic and risk factors. We created a business very much centered around social entrepreneurship. What is that? That is where community, where the public, where you and I are able to get involved in business. Real business, not employment. That's not real business. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is real business. Why? Because you become accountable for your own results. You can't blame anyone else when it comes to entrepreneurship. And so what we've done is we've created a business where we've opened our doors up to members of the public. So any South African is free to come join us in this venture, in this partnership. And the goal that we have to achieve together is one of creating greater channels of distribution for this business. We want to create a greater business, a more successful business. Why? Because we want to have financial and social impact in every corner of the country. Not just here in Bryanston, not just in little pockets. We want this business to spread across the country. Why? Because we want to empower almost every individual that has necessity to want to empower themselves, to want to take this accountability onto their shoulders of going, right, I'm in charge of the results, right? If I want to make more, I just do more. And that is very liberating, and that's what we want to serve through this business. But the partnership is very important because we can't do it without you. What do we need you for? We need you to help us spread the word of this business, to connect as many individuals as possible into this business. By doing that, the same way you are connected this evening, by doing that, you get to create for yourself a stake in this business, right? And you get to share in all the benefits of what we've really created. And what we've created is a wealth creation system. The benefits I'm going to go through. Primarily, or at least the primary benefit, is the ability to create income for yourself, right? That's where you shouted out, I'm here for the cash. I'm here for the money. That's what you get to do here at DuePoint. No one works for free. But the nature of the income that you get to produce, the biggest benefit of being part of an insurance company is that you get to share in annuity income, or recurring income as we call it there, or passive income, or as my father described it to me as a young man, not even a young man, I was a young boy, 12 or 13. I just started high school, and he said to me, one day get involved in business that pays you while you're sleeping. I don't know if you read that in a Zig Ziglar book or what you read it in, but I think the words rang true for him because he was involved in business that didn't pay him while he was sleeping. You might be wondering, what on earth is business? How do you get paid while you're sleeping? Recurring income, not employment. Employment is the opposite. It's the antithesis. It's why you're here, because employment is fraught with risk today. Why? Because it's failing us. That's why we're here. You're not here for fun. Maybe the free tea and coffee is really good. Right? We're here out of necessity because you've realized that you need to create something for yourself. You need something extra. You need a net to catch you in case employment doesn't work out. Right? There are many reasons people look at DuePoint, but most of the time it is out of necessity, not for fun, not because you're looking for a new hobby. Right? When we look at employment, that is very much income constrained to activity. And even whether you work for yourself, I worked for myself, I ran a digital agency for 15 years. That didn't create recurring income. I had to work for every cent, every hour that I worked, and every hour that we put our developers to work, our designers to work. That was our income. If people weren't working, we didn't make income in that business. And at the end of every single month, we reset to zero. How many people are in businesses where you reset to zero at the end of every single month? You've got sales staff, call centers, right? Those are businesses constrained to activity. That is problematic. But here at DuePoint, because we're part of an insurance company, we don't have that problem. We've got this beautiful benefit that we create annuity income. We've got an asset base, a tangible, a real asset base that pays out recurring income every single month, whether you are active or not. I'm going to drum it home when I speak about the value of building an asset that you have ownership over. And so you get to create recurring income here at DuePoint. I'm going to show you people doing that. Power duplication. It's your opportunity to go out and build a team around you that can help you connect more people. If you can build a good team around you that can connect a lot more people than you can on your own, it means your income can grow exponentially here at DuePoint. This is, again, something we are not used to in employment. Who's hoping for a raise next month or the month after? Right? That's most of the time. Companies' year ends are around March, and you're hoping for your 3% raise. That's what we're used to in the current climate, right? Here at DuePoint, you can enjoy exponential growth. And again, it's great knowing that you are in charge of your results in business. At work, we aren't. You work extra this month, and you're going to get paid extra. Some people even work overtime. They even got overtime in their contract. They still don't get paid overtime. Right? Go speak to your labor lawyer. Flexi time. Our business is very flexible in the fact that you can run your business from your smartphone. You can build a channel of distribution here at DuePoint. By connecting people, you're building the stake in this business called a channel of distribution. And you can build a channel of distribution from your phone. That means you can build it anywhere. You don't even have to leave home. You can stay in bed if you want to. Literally, you can build it from your bed, right? Because of the technology we have. We're streaming to the entire country now. Don't you love technology? There are people sitting at home watching us with their guests. People might be even in the bathroom watching us from here. You never know. That is because of the technology that we've invested in. And then our business is not only about wealth creation, but very importantly, at the same time, always wealth protection. Always protect what you build. Always, right? You'll see that reflected in our products. And then we've got the service, legal access service, for every single wealth engineer, free of charge. Just by being a wealth engineer, an active wealth engineer, you get this service, which is basically a lawyer at your disposal 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right? Absolutely for free. And then our business has been purposely designed to be low risk. Why? If I stand up here and tell you this is the greatest business opportunity in the country today, the best, the greatest, and I say to you, to get involved is going to cost you 20,000 rand. Right? Are we serving the purpose of creating social impact for everybody if I attach a 20,000 rand price tag to this business? Look, this wealth engineer is earning way more than that in our business. But what about all the ones that aren't? What about the ones that want to join and they fail for whatever reason? Do I jeopardize that whole proportion of our business by putting a price tag onto this business? Do I ask for registration fees? No. There's no starter kits. There's no samples that you have to invest in today. We've designed the business to have almost no risk. Why? Because we're trying to create social impact. We're trying to create financial impact. We're trying to be the solution in the country. We cannot jeopardize the people getting involved in our business. We can't put them at risk. You're free to consider doing DuePoint today. There should be no fear in your heart Because there's nothing to lose. There's no downside. Right? That's very important because we want to make the business accessible to everybody. Not just the few that can afford it. Right? The business is designed to be for everybody. At the same time, there are no qualifications or experience requirements. Again, the antithesis of employment. Don't you love employment? They put you in a box. They do. What do they want from you when you apply for a job? It's called a cookie cutter. CV, cookie cutter. Right? Why? Because that CV will define who you are for a very long time. A large part of your life. This is my experience. This is what I got in matric. This is the education I got after school. This is the skill I have. Okay, there you go. There's your box. That's what you get to do. That's what they pay you with that skill set. That's what you get to look forward to for the rest of your life. True? Yes. Here at DuePoint, we don't do that. Entrepreneurship doesn't do that. It says you do what you want. You brazen enough to do something for yourself, to work for your own results, entrepreneurship is for you. Right? But we've designed a business without the risk of trying to start a business on your own. Anyone try to start their own businesses? It will sap all your money and all your time. All of it. Not a little bit, all of it. Right? I know. I failed in some businesses. Fortunately, I wasn't married then. Otherwise, I would have been kicked out the house at the same time. And so we've designed a business with very little risk, right? And so that's very important because going out and connecting other people, you can be assured at the same time that you're not jeopardizing anyone that you bring into this business, right? That's very important. And then you get to build an asset. This is extremely important because you're building something that at the end of the day you own. This asset, this channel of distribution, this stake in our business, you have legal tender over it. It means you can sell it. If it's producing recurring income, remember you're building an asset. The asset creates recurring income. If it's producing 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 rand a month, every month, whether you're active or not, think about the value that has when you sell it, if you want to sell it. And then very importantly, it removes all the risk that we're used to. Can an asset retrench you? No. Wouldn't that make you sleep nicely at night? Knowing your asset can't retrench you? Who's guaranteed not to get retrenched next month? Who's guaranteed to not get retrenched next month? Only the wealth engineers. And then when you get to retirement, do assets retire you? No. Does your day job retire you? Yes. Your boss enters work with a big smile on his or her face with a cake. Maybe a gold watch if you've been there long enough. Because your boss is happy, knows next month, or she knows next month is not having to pay you anymore. That expensive salary. You've been asking for increases for 40 years. Finally, you can just say, I'm done with you. You're 65. Leave. How many South Africans do you think are looking forward to their retirement? There's nothing wrong with retirement. The problem is retirement, investments, annuities have failed us. They have failed us. Imagine working for 45 years, that's a lifetime, dedicated to building someone else's asset, and when you get to 65, you can't afford to retire. When that realization dawns on you 10 years before retirement, right? I speak to many, many financial managers. I say to them, what do you say to people when you look at their investments and what they've put away and you know it's nothing near what they need to survive? It's too late. But entrepreneurship, it isn't, right? Because you can employ yourself for as long as you want. You can be involved in a business that has extremely little risk, where the upside is massive. Why? Because you own the channel you're building. And then you'd be happy to build it for a lifetime. Why? Because you know you own it at the end of the day. And it's paying you every single month. And it won't retrench you. And it'll never retire you. And even when you die one day, what happened to assets? Do they disappear into thin air? No, you get to create legacy in your lifetime. Real wealth, not a funeral plan. There's a place for a funeral plan, but that's not going to make your generation rich. The children, the grandchildren, they get to bury you and that's it. This business is way more than that. If you spend 40 years in this business, we've got people that have been in this business for 24 months. that are making big money. To do that over 40 years, I cannot imagine where they're going to be then, right? And so throughout this presentation, I want you to think long term. I know the necessity exists now. You want money now. Who wants money now? I need it now. Yes, all of us. We made it through January, right? The sheriff hasn't attached your goods yet. You're ignoring the phone calls. The necessity exists now, but this business is designed to lift your eyes off the end of the month and look to the horizon of what you can achieve in the long term, because that's really where the magic happens. 40 years in business, right, where there's no limit to the upside. I'm going to talk about no limitations to upside. And finally, absolutely no selling. There's no selling in this business. That's confusing, isn't it? How can we not sell anything? What are we doing here? You're going to be connecting people, as I said, connecting people, not to product, to the business opportunity. Why? Because that's where the necessity exists. When you go speak to people, you know it exists. How many of us know people that need money? It's endless, right? Who says no to money? But the necessity has become dire, right? Especially in the economic climate. And so you're going to be connecting people to opportunity. That's the good news. You hear them moaning. I can help. Sit down for 35 minutes. Don't try to convince them. You're not selling to them. All you're doing is getting them to come see. Come see, come see, come see, come sit down, come sit down. There's a guy who's going to tell you about the business in 35 minutes. He won't waste your time. He's going to be to the point. You decide. You get to decide. And that's all you have to do is connect individuals, right? Then at the same time, the products I'm going to introduce you to are intangible. I said there's no samples. There's no boxes. Did you look for boxes when you came in? No. You didn't see any milkshakes? Boxes with funny things in? We don't have boxes. There are no boxes. We've got financial products, investments, insurance products, some lifestyle products. They're all intangible. Why is that so good? Because you're not taking samples home. Who's been in the business of samples? Samples in the boot, samples in the garage. Open the garage, there's still samples there. One day someone will buy them. Oh, they expired. Okay, half price for you for the expired samples. Right? We don't have that inconvenience. Our products are intangible. The distribution is taken care of by IT systems in the cloud. You never have to bat an eyelid about product ever in this business. Think about that. Your only focus is telling people about the business. That's it. That's absolutely it. So I'm going to show you what a channel of distribution looks like. It begins with you. You need to make that commitment to say, yes, first I want to join this business. I want to become a DuePoint wealth engineer, a product owner, and then the most important thing, I'm going to go out and tell people about this business, right? If you speak to people, statistically people will join. Doesn't matter how bad you are talking to people. If you go speak to people, statistically people will join. In this little example, we've got 5 people that have joined your channel of distribution because of your efforts. Why did they join? For the same reason you joined. Are they going to go out and connect other people then? Yes. And so you have this organic growth that takes place in your channel, right? For every individual that joins this business. Every dot represents a product owner. This is your asset. This is your stake in an insurance company. This is what pays out an annuity income to you every single month. You don't need offices. You don't need a telecom line. You don't need a building. You don't need staff. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. You need your smartphone. I'm going to show you someone who built it from a farm. A farm with only horses, no people. Horses can't be wealth engineers, so he couldn't connect those horses. He had to go and connect people. But he did everything just from his phone, from the internet, WhatsApp and Facebook, right? And so this is the asset that pays you every single month. Never retires you, it won't retrench you. It's going to pay you even beyond death. You get to pass wealth on to your children, on to your grandchildren. How do we pay our wealth engineers? So in the middle of every month, around the 17th, our qualified wealth engineers get a magic little SMS from the bank saying you have been credited by DuePoint. DuePoint has put money into your bank account, right? How does that happen? It's based on a very simple remuneration table. Easy to calculate. Anyone can figure out how much DuePoint owes them. Right? We don't run smoke and mirrors here about our remuneration structure. It is straightforward. Everyone you connect to DuePoint personally falls on what we call your first point. On your first point, you get paid 55 Rand for every product in your qualified channel on your first point, right? So if you went out and connected 10 people, we'll go for 10 because it makes the maths easy. 10 people, you're going to get paid 550 Rand. Not once off, every month. Recurring income, right? Those people go out and connect other people. That's called your second point. If you had 100 people on your first and second point combined, right? Product each, that's 100 products. Again, you're getting paid 55 Rand on your second point. That's suddenly 5,500 Rand you're making a month. Per month, every month. That's 60,000 Rand a year that you're making in annuity income. So on and so forth. Those people go out and connect people on third point, and so on and so forth, all the way out to the 8th point. That multiplier starts reducing the further the product is from you. Right? So there we can see by point 8, you're earning 4% of that figure there, 27 Rand 50. So you're earning 1 Rand 10 for every product on point 8 and beyond. There's a little plus sign there. See the little plus sign? Point 8 and beyond. That's why I said earlier, there's no limitation placed on how much money you can earn in this business. Why? Because we don't place any limitation on how big your qualified channel can get. In 2 years, we had people get to point 30 in their businesses. That's why the upside is endless, as it should be in entrepreneurship. Not boxed like employment, where you get told, doesn't matter who you are, lawyer, doctor, you're going to be a heart surgeon, you're going to be an orthopedic surgeon. There's still a ceiling on how much they can earn every single year. In this business, there is no ceiling. Again, I want you to think about long term. What can you do in the long term in this business, right? When there's no limitation placed on how big your channel can be. Do you want the biggest stake in this business in 40 years' time? How much money do you think the person who has the biggest stake in DuePoint is going to be making per month in 40 years' time? I can't wait for that day. I truly cannot wait to see what some people do in this business, right? But it requires small commitment regularly. Small commitment regularly. Like doing 10 sit-ups a day. You do 10 sit-ups a day, you're going to have a six-pack until you're dead. Right? Here's a path to success. It is a 60-month, a 5-year journey of what you could be doing at DuePoint if you're able to connect 2 people onto your first point every single month. Right? So this is an example. It's a moderate example. It shows you how much you could be earning over the next 60 months, how your channel will grow and how your income will grow alongside it. So if you connect 2 people every single month onto your first point, by month 6, with some duplication, right, not perfect duplication, this takes into account all those aspects of entrepreneurship that make us angry. People who don't pay, people that don't grow, people that don't do anything. We take that into consideration, right? 6 months, you're going to be at around 2,500 Rand a month. After 12 months, look how quickly it jumps, nearly 9,000 a month. So think about January next year. Extra 9,000 every month. Year 2, by month 24, you're going to be close to 28,000, 30,000 Rand a month. Month 36, year 3, close to about 50,000 Rand a month. 4 years in the business, probably around 70,000 Rand a month. And then 5 years in the business. 5 years in the business, 60 months, 85,000 Rand a month. Non-stop, 2 new people into your business every single month. Right? 24, 25 people brand new onto your first point every single year. But this is academics. I don't like showing people this because it is just academic, right? It's better to show you real people. Because as I say, the proof is in the pudding. So we have got hundreds of testimonies that you can go watch. We feature a couple of them every single month that we share with our audience. This is some legacy testimony from November because we went and laid down in Mauritius over December, right? So we went around. Then in January, we were all finding our feet. We've got our awards conference coming up. So this will be refreshed next week. But let's take a look. Peter and Rena Klutti, they joined 3.5 years ago. That was in November. So they actually joined us the day we launched the business. Rena was not involved. Whoops. Look at me, pressing the wrong button. Rena was not involved. Only Peter got involved in the business. He built up a big enough channel that it was paying him a couple of thousand Rand a month, right? So he did that for about 6 months and then he disappeared. He did nothing. He was inactive. We paid him nonetheless. Every single month while he stayed at home and told no one about DuePoint, we still paid him. Why? Because we pay you for the channel that you've built, not for your activity. This is not sales. This is not commission. This is not your day job. You're part of an insurance company now, right? You get to enjoy annuity income. But at the beginning of last year, so in February last year, they both got involved. Rena joined Peter, put in more effort, their income quadrupled in 9 months. It went up 400% in 9 months with some effort. How did they do it? Look there. They've got 33 people on their first point. 33! The 33 went out and found another 300. That's called leverage. That's called the power of duplication, right? Go find a good 33 for yourself. They'll help you find another 300. Every single person you connect, there's potentially 10, 20 people standing behind that one person. Then we've got the man from the farm, Philip Ferry. He's just moved to PE. He was actually just outside a farm, just outside George on a farm, an equestrian farm with his sister. He got involved in our business in February last year. 9 months. From 0 to 9 months. From knowing, he didn't have a clue. His brother-in-law, I think it was his brother-in-law, introduced him to DuePoint. Said, no, this is something you might be interested in. Sent him a link. His brother wasn't interested. And he took a look, did a bit of a due diligence. He's involved in finance. And he said, right, I'm going to put my efforts into this business. It looks good. It looks like they've got a proper system. 9 months later, his channel value is sitting at over 20,000 a month. Look at how many first pointers he's put in. 100. 100 first pointers in 9 months. Those 100 went out and found another 500 people. The 600 people afford him a return of over 20,000 Rand a month. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. You get to decide what you want from the business. Why? Because the system is identical for every single one. I know you're looking at those numbers. Don't look at those numbers. Decide what you want for yourself. Why do I say that? Why do I say decide for yourself what you want? Because you can have it. You don't believe it. Why? Because in employment, you can't do that. Go to your boss tomorrow morning and tell him what you want. So this is what I want. Your boss will say, get out of my office. Right? Here you get to decide. Why? Because there is no limit to the upside of this business. Right? It just requires the effort. If that is what you want, understand what effort is required to get it. Right? We give you enough of that training. On top of the returns program, we've got a rewards program. Rewards program works like this. When your channel starts growing, right, we get to these milestones, certain sizes of your channel. We call them ranks. When you hit some of those ranks, there are checks waiting for you. There's holidays, there's cars, there's tools, all kinds of things. I'm going to go through the first few. Rank 5, we give you a business toolkit value of 1,200 Rand. It's made up of DuePoint merchandise so that you look professional when you go out and speak to people. At rank 7, we get very special business cards manufactured for you. They cost us 17,000 Rand for one set of business cards. Right? Why? Why do we do that? Because in marketing, the number one rule is that you have to differentiate yourself from everybody else. How do you differentiate yourself when you go out and you tell someone about DuePoint and they've never heard of DuePoint? What happens when you put a 17,000 Rand business card in that person's hand and say, this is the business I'm talking about? Do you think that helps you differentiate yourself from all those other businesses that are going to be prospecting that person before and after? Exactly. That's exactly how you differentiate yourself, right? We do it with rank 9 too. We do it with every single aspect of our business. At rank 9, we get to invite you and your family to our rank 9 international conference. So it happens typically every December. We have had 4 trips away already. We fly business class only and always. And it is 7 days away at a luxury 5-star resort where you, honestly, you get to experience 7 days out of that year of what it truly feels like to be rich. What do you think a rich person feels like when they go on holiday? Do you think they check the prices when they're looking through the menu? Do you think they're scared to open up the mini bar and they wait, let me look at the price list first. Let me check that mini bar prices. Snickers, 50 Rand. No one's touching the mini bar. No. Why? Because this is an all expenses paid trip. We send a car to come fetch you and your family from your driveway. We take you to the airport, to the business class lounge, onto the flight, right? Business class flights. And then you get to enjoy 7 days with your family with no expense spared. No expense spared. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. I want you to all get jealous when you watch this. But know that it's available for every single person in this room. How was that? Were you concentrating? So as I said, that's available for every single one of you. Every single one of the people sitting here now, watching online, rank 9 is for you. You can take 5 months to get to rank 9. And by the way, by the time you get to rank 9, you've got 1,000 products in your channel. You're earning about 20,000 a month. Right? The record is 5 months. The record's 5 months. So you can do it in 5 months. You can do it faster. I'm sure someone's going to break the record. Or you can take 10 years. If you want to build really slowly, it can take 10 years. Why? Because we don't reset your channel size. You never get reset. There's no starting at 0 at DuePoint. If you build a little bit, you will get there eventually. 2 ranks later at rank 11, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. We pay for that car cash. You pick it up at the dealership, you drive it home, it's your car. There's no debit order at the end of the month. Right, so this has happened already for wealth engineers. We just did this in December. Right, Funnabell Park. 7-year-olds got there. I don't know, 7-year-olds could do stuff. I'm being facetious. They are awesome, right? They are awesome. So much to learn from them. So that is a sneak peek into just the rewards program here at DuePoint. We're at rank 11. It goes up to rank 28. Up to rank 28. That holiday that you all saw, that's the little holiday. This is the very cheap car in the rewards program. That's why I say, lift your eyes up. Lift your eyes up. Look down the road. What can you do in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 40 years in this business? Right? You can spend 40 years in employment and not move that much. I can go look at my salary for the last 25 years. It has not moved that much. In entrepreneurship, no. If you're successful in entrepreneurship, that's where you get to enjoy all those luxuries of being your own boss, being the boss of your time, going on luxury holidays, having a nice car, not worrying about the cost of private schooling, all those things that come with it, right? The money is just a means to an end. You've got to decide if that means to an end is worth it for you or not. Our products very much reflect the principles that we've discussed when we talk about our business opportunity, right? We have created products that talk to wealth creation, wealth protection, and also having removed the discriminatory element from the risk. So I'm going to explain it to you. Access Wealth is our first product. It is an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. It's going to cost you 334 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. So that's the wealth creation aspect. Wealth protection, 125,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. We remove the discrimination. How? Anyone over the age of 18 can take out this product. The price is the same for everybody. We don't care whether you're diabetic, whether you have a heart condition, whether there's cancer in the family, whether you're 95 years old. The price is the same for everybody. Same with Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. So it's only insurance. 249 Rand a month affords you 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Right? Again, no age limit from the age of 18. No waiting on deferment periods. We don't want to know about your blood sugar. We don't care about that stuff, right? There's no forms to fill out. There's no nurse to come check on you. You don't have to disclose stuff when you start getting sick. I experienced that last year. Went to the physio 3 times. Suddenly the insurance company is phoning me saying, why are you going to the physio so often? Because they want to push my premium up, right? Family Wealth is our funeral cover product. Starts at 299 Rand, affords you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. That covers up to 5 family members. You as the principal member also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection, right? Upon your death, we'll pay up to 10,000 Rand of debt that you might have. You can increase the cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. Again, no excluded pre-existing conditions. You do have to get in on this product before you turn 70. But once you're undercover, it becomes whole of life. You get in under 70, you can live to 130. You'll still be covered by by Family Wealth, right? And then we have legal liability in the form of Legal Guard. 249 Rand a month affords you 250,000 Rands worth of legal indemnity per matter that you might have. You can add family members to this product for only 25 Rand a month. And it covers an additional host of services, legal services, typically with divorce, legal representation with regards to CCMA matters. Their most popular request is landlord and tenant disputes, that type of thing. And so it's like having a lawyer in your pocket 24/7. Then we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is a lifestyle product. It is designed to reduce your monthly expenditure. Think about all the money you spend every single month. This product aims to lower that amount that you're spending. So for 299 Rand a month, you get to enjoy all the discounts and the services we've negotiated with the host of suppliers there. So you can see we've got some big ones there. ShopRite Checkers, Cell C, Always On, Eagle Ford, Mahindra, Mazda, Jaguar, Land Rover. And so we've had wealth engineers get some massive discounts when they go purchase cars. And there are a host of services and luxuries that you get with the service providers in the Wealth Points program. And so hopefully you can spend less every single month. If you can spend less, you can get debt-free sooner. If you can get debt-free sooner, you can become wealthier sooner, right? So those are our products. Go watch the review videos on each of the products. It'll give you a much greater sense of appreciation of what those products are and the benefits that you get with it. I've glossed over them really quickly. So go look at that on our YouTube channels, also in your app. The Achiever Quest is a monthly incentive. So this is where you guys should get a little excited, because you don't have to worry about long term. You can worry about short term with this incentive, because this allows you to earn a lot of money in your first month and every month at DuePoint. You don't have to wait for your channel to grow. If you want to, you can go out and connect 10 or more people in a single month who pay successfully in that same month. So if you do 10 people, you get an additional 5,000 Rand once off attached to your return. If you do 20 people, 10,000 Rand. If you do 30 people, we'll give you an additional 15,000 Rand in cash on top of your monthly return, right? So that's the Achiever Quest. This is available to everyone every single month. You can do this every single month for the next year. That's 180,000 Rand. If you go out and connect a person a day, that's 180 grand a year on top of your returns. Let me tell you, if you're connecting 30 people a month into this business, you're going to be a rock star. You'll be a rock star. All right, your life will change very quickly. A little bit of background on our business. As I said, we're a division of this company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited, which is a almost 70-year-old insurance company. It's a business you probably never heard of. I'd come across it a couple of times in my dealings when I worked with Investec, because they only deal with typically other financial service providers. But through DuePoint, for the first time, now we are dealing directly with members of the public, and so this is a brand that you'll become a lot more familiar with. My point is that I want you to go do your due diligence on us. There's no problem arriving skeptical about our business. I have no problem with that. I prefer that. I prefer dealing with people that are skeptical, because it means you're thinking, right? Instead of people that just take your word. Those are gullible people, right? Go do your due diligence, like Philip Fourie had done. Hadn't come to our office. He did everything from George. He went online. He checked our website. He checked the remuneration. He went to all the videos. He went to the Constantia site. He went to the financial regulator site and checked Constantia and saw the FSP licenses that we had. He then saw that we were part of a listed company called Conduit Capital. And so he knew that we were being publicly audited as a business. Right? You need to go do your due diligence. Why? Because when you become a DuePoint wealth engineer, there must be no skepticism. Because people will see whether you trust the business or not, whether you believe in the business, whether you're invested in it or not. And at the same time, you have accountability now if you're going to connect other people into this business. You must know you're doing it with a legitimate company. Right? And so I want you to be proud of the partnership, not because I tell you, because you went and did your homework. All right? So very important. Go do that. Go to the websites. The decision I want you to make, as I touched on it earlier, the decision is only one of small, regular commitments to this business. I don't want this to be a hobby for you or a New Year's resolution or something you're excited about initially. You're here out of necessity, right? Unless someone's trying to find a spouse. Anyone trying to find a spouse? Social gathering. It's out of necessity. And so, yes, it cannot be because you're doing it for fun or because it's a hobby or a New Year's resolution. This business will save your life. I'm hoping that you see that before you need it. Right? Some people don't have that liberty. And so the decision is not whether you want to join. I'm not speaking to those people. I'm speaking to the people that go, yes, I want to join and do this business. Make sure that you can do this business straight out the gates. Can you tell someone this evening about DuePoint? You all nod at me. I'll phone you tomorrow morning and say, who did you speak to? right? But that's what you got to do, is just tell someone. You're going to suck at it the first time. No problem. It's a shallow learning curve here at DuePoint, right? So make sure that you can make a regular commitment to the business. You have to find space for it, right? It has to be in your list of priorities where you just speak to 1 or 2 people a day. So getting started, very simple. First, register yourself as a wealth engineer. The person hosting you can help you do that. Download the smartphone app. That's very important because that becomes your tool for building channels. And then go watch the training videos. Like I said, shallow learning curve. Philip became an expert in this business in about a month and a half. In 45 days, he mastered the craft of connecting people to the business, right? Where he today has about 100 people contacting him daily. New people, 100 a day. Go find out how to do that. Why? There are training videos to help you find out how to do that, to master this craft that makes you money. And then to start earning, this is a very important point. This sets your first goal in the business. You start earning once you've connected 3 people successfully into the business who pay in the same month. That is your short-term goal. That is your first goal here at DuePoint. I need to speak to enough people so that 3 join and pay in the same month. Because what happens? DuePoint pays you. You get a SMS from the bank that says you have been credited. Your account has got money in it that it didn't have before. It's got extra money, right? Because that's why you joined. That's why you're here this evening. So you have to prove that to yourself, that DuePoint does pay. Right? And then you'll go out way more confident when you connect other people, when you can show them that you're already doing it for yourself. Social media platforms that we're available on, go engage with us on that because it allows us to engage with every single South African, no matter where you are in the country. Right? It's a great community. Get stuck into that community. The app is available for Android and Apple devices. And very importantly, merchandise is available on our website. Go to our homepage, click on store, go get yourself merchandise. We can deliver it anywhere in the country. I'm not pushing merchandise because I make money out of it. I don't make money out of it. It is a necessity. Again, anyone in business has tools for business, right? When you step out there and you say, I'm telling you about this business DuePoint. You've got nothing on. You've got your civvies on, right? You don't even have business cards. You look like an amateur. You're not going to have success that way, right? Get yourself business cards. Get a pen or a notepad. Get something that shows that you're invested in this business, that you are a little more serious than the next casual person that's going to come tell that person about a business opportunity, right? Go do that for yourself. Show the business off to people that you try to connect to. Remember, you're just trying to get them to sit down. Very powerful launch workshop that we do every Saturday morning after the intro presentation, 11:30. It is basically a 30-minute workshop where you get to ask us questions as we deliver the workshop. We focus on the fundamentals of our business. So as a brand new person who knows nothing about building a channel, the workshop will give you the tools, the fundamentals of earning as quickly as possible. That is the focus of the workshop. How do I get a brand new person to know just enough in this business that they can go out, connect people, get them signed up, and start making money in the business? We do that in the workshop. All right, so you can come to head office and join us here at 11:30. You can tune in live over YouTube or just go onto YouTube and go watch one of the old ones. All right? So make sure you watch a launch workshop as a new person. And with that, I thank you for your time this evening. My sincere wish for every single audience, my live studio audience, my audience online, for every single one of you is that you have a good year. Who thinks they're going to have a good year? I'll phone you all in December and say, how's your year been? Very busy and just haven't gotten to it yet. Make it happen for yourself. You can do it. We need more people on the Rank 9 trip. Who wants to come to Mauritius in this December? This December. Don't just put up your hand because you want to. Put up your hand because you're going to connect 20 people a month. Those are the people that will come this year, right? You can do it, guys. You can make 2020 prosperous for yourself. There's going to be tears outside this building. There will be tears, unfortunately, right? And that's why our business is more relevant than it has ever been. So I wish that you can find that prosperity for yourself. Good luck and thank you. Thanks.